Okay, hello guys, this is time for a new vlog. As you can see, I'm driving my BMW 320i E90 again. I still have the 116D for all my business related trips, but in November this car had to go to the German TUV. The TUV is an acronym for Technischer Überwachungsverein. What that means, or what would translate into the technical supervision organization. So they check all kinds of things. They give certificates for household appliances, but what they also do in Germany is they check the condition of cars. So it's mandatory for older cars. I'll have to see if it's when it starts, if it's at 2 years or a 3-year-old car. It's mandatory to go to this check. I think in England it's called the MOT. In the Netherlands it's called the APK, and it means it's a technical check of your car to determine in which condition it is in. And it's also mandatory to pass the TUV. Otherwise your car isn't considered to be roadworthy again. So my BMW 320i was up for TUV again in November, a few weeks ago, and it had already run at 231,400 kilometers. As the last check was 2 years ago, there are 2 years intervals for the TUV. That also is different from country to country. In the Netherlands you have the yearly APK, so you have to go there each year, but it's less strict than the TUV. So the chance that all kinds of problems are developing during this year is bigger in the Netherlands, as the check is not that heavy than compared to Germany. Well, I had two small cracks in my windscreen, and as long as they're not in the driver's view, just in front of the driver, the TUV says it's okay, you can repair them. So I made an appointment for the TUV, but before that I was going to a glass company, to repair my window. So on Wednesday I went there to the glass company, and he looked at it and said, oh, well, you have two cracks, but one is in the driver's view, and the TUV will probably never let that pass. So then you'll have to, so you won't get the TUV if you don't pass there, which means your car shouldn't be on the road anymore. So what he did do was, I was there at 8:30, he said I can order a new window. The 3 Series BMW is quite a common car, especially in Germany, so there are many parts available. So I said, okay, it's okay, order a new windscreen window, and then I'll just go to the BMW dealership where the TUV is being done to make inquiries if it's still possible to go to the TUV with the prospect of replacing the window the same day. So I went to the BMW dealership, and with the TUV person, which is, I have to say, the TUV is an independent organization, and independent from the car dealership or the garage where you are. The TUV control person, mechanic, said, no, I won't let you pass with the crack in the windscreen even if you're going to replace the window. And he's there every morning between 9 and 10. So I said, okay, it's fine, I'll just go back to the car glass company and have the window changed, and I'll be here again tomorrow. So I went to the car glass company, got my window replaced, got a brand new window here, and also bought a pair of new windscreen wipers. So that was that for the front screen window. I have to say, when driving into the sun, like conditions which there are now, I could see that my front windscreen, the old one, was sandblasted, so you have all these small spots just plastered all over the window, and that's also resolved now. Anyhow, that was on Wednesday. So I replaced the windscreen, got new windscreen wipers, and on Thursday I went to the BMW dealership again for the TUV. And it was just seemed for me to take like ages until the TUV person came back. with the news if my car had passed or hadn't passed. I wasn't sure if there are any defects in the car which you don't notice yourself, but which might withhold your TUV certificate. But then finally, after I think 1.5 hours, I was relieved because my car passed the TUV without any problems. They only had 2 small issues which aren't relevant for the TUV, but as they want to give you a fair and balanced view of the technical condition of your car, they still note it. It says something called geringfügige Mängel, which means they're like minor issues. So the 2 minor issues on this 320i are, or the TUV person says, there's some oil in the engine bay. I have no idea where it comes from because I had the valve seals replaced about 1 year ago, and since then it also doesn't use any oil anymore, or at least I have to say I can drive about 15 to 20,000 kilometers on 1 liter of oil. Before I replaced the valve seals it was just 2,000 or 3,000 kilometers, so I don't know if the problem is there or if it's still like the older oil which was spilled before I replaced these things. But anyhow, it's fine with me. And the second minor issue they found was that, now I'll have to see on my paper, I translated it, and translating technical terms in your car is just a complete small science. The tie rod ends, he said on the front axle on the left, the tie rod end has just a small bit of wear and tear in it. In Germany they call it den Spurstangenkopf. But as it said, it's not a problem, but there's slight damage, or slight damage isn't the right word, it's slightly worn, so probably over time it will develop into a more worn issue and you have to do something about it, but not at this time. And as I'm using the car not for that many kilometers anymore, I think I'll have time to fix it, and it's not very important to fix it within a short time frame. So what I also do for the TUV, I didn't only replace the windscreen and the windscreen wipers, but to give a good impression, I also washed the car, and on the interior side it's always quite clean, so I didn't do that. But I washed the car and I put my winter tires on it because the winter tires have enough tread on it. My summer tires, I've had those for 60,000 kilometers now and they're just finished. But I can postpone buying new tires until like April next year, when I'm going to put on the summer tires again, so I don't have to make the investment now. So what kind of costs did I incur? The windscreen cost me 150 euros, and the rest is going to be paid for by my insurance company. But I wanted for just a simple 3 Series, which doesn't have any fancy kind of heating, windscreen heating, or cameras or whatever on the windscreen, it still cost 800 euros for a new windscreen. And I was surprised to see that a windscreen is that, or a simple windscreen is that expensive. My guess is, but I'm not knowing that for sure, that BMW has a patent on the windscreen, as the car glass company told me, yeah, these prices are dictated by BMW, and it's not much they can do about the price, only about the cost it will make, or it will cost you to implement it. But anyhow, I didn't mind that much how much it costs, because it's an insurance thing. Then I invested for the windscreen wipers 46.99 €, and MOT, the TUV itself, it was 113.18 euros. And now I got TUV for 2 years again, so I only have to redo it again in 2021. And I guess I won't be making or driving that many kilometers on this car anymore. This year in 2019 I've driven about 32,000 kilometers. Again, I used it also for business trips and for my daily driving. But now the 116D will take the brunt of the kilometers. And I've driven currently about 10,000 kilometers on the 116D since September 19, which amounts to about 2.5 months. Let's see if I can change lanes here without crashing into someone. Yeah, so that's where the brunt of the kilometers go, and since September 19th I've maybe driven about 700 to 800 kilometers on my 320i, basically because I went to Germany to do all the kinds or the MOT and to do several other things. So yeah, well, I guess I'll drive, if it's 5,000 or 6,000 kilometers in 1 year on this car, it will be a lot, but then again it will save me on the maintenance costs, because driving 50,000 kilometers on such an old car each year, it will require quite some investments to keep the car in good running order. And that's my philosophy. I just want to keep the car in a good running order, so it means when I'm having to invest in this car, I'm also doing it so it gets all its regular checks, and if something is broken or worn, then I'm just going to replace it, or I am replacing it. And I guess this philosophy also is at the core of the fact that the car just gets its stuff without any big problems. Yeah, so yeah, I'm quite pleased that that at least for the next 2 years this car is in a good working order again. Okay, thanks for watching my vlog, and just let me know in the comments what you think of driving such old cars, what your experiences are with TUV, MOT, APK, or whatever the technical checks, mandatory checks are in your country. And if they're also this as strict as in Germany or less strict, or yeah, just let me know what you think.